And I'll pass it to Amin.
Hello, everyone.
Amin, you froze, but you have a very nice chair. Maybe I'll pass it to Frashel.
Hi everyone. Happy New Year. I'm feeling awesome. And my focus for this week is some payments with other orgs and updating spreadsheets, following up on buddy reviews if you haven't done one yet. And yeah, and my intentions for this call is to just be updated with the governance, and I'll pass it to Ashley.
Yeah, good morning, afternoon, evening. I'm doing pretty good. My intentions for this call is just to kind of sync up with everybody, see what's going on. My priority for this week is I got a couple forum posts that I got to get up and get some advice process on. And as far as governance goes, I think that's my biggest priorities. And what was the last question? My intentions for the call just to sync up and hear what's new in the governance world. And I will pass it to Hannah.
Hello. Sorry, my mute was getting stuck. But hello, everyone. Good morning or good evening. I'm feeling good today, and just kind of wanted to hop in to talk about, like, I noticed that some rewards process stuff was on the agenda. So in terms of, like, I know that Mitch had proposed kind of a new way of doing it, and I just wanted to know if there's anything I need to do for the retrospective months, and then also if we're doing it the new way or the old way. And then I noticed that it's like someone else might start taking over a little bit. So just wanted to see if there's anything that I need to do there. Also just catch up on governance and stuff. And that is it for me. So we can talk about that when we get to that item. And I will pass it to Mateo.
Hey guys, good morning, good evening. Happy 2022 for everyone. For this call, my intentions is to get in sync with many interesting topics that there is, but particularly the whitelist of the tokens and how we're going to handle that for the givebacks. I think that's an important topic for me at least. And not distracted, ready to pay attention. And I'll pass it to Amin. You're back. We cannot listen to you for some reason, though.
Yeah, your audio's not working. Let's see. Just let us know.
Do you hear me now?
Oh, here we go. We got you.
Okay. I don't know for any reason. My intention for this call is I'm feeling great, and my intention this time is to we're talking about price, whether we can rely on the pooled prices or not. I don't know whether I can raise the issue here or now. We can postpone it for the next call. And the salary, whether it's confidential or not, is another good idea to talk about. Yeah, that's it. Is there anyone missed? Danny, have you gone?
Yeah, Danny's a good pick.
Yeah.
I pass it on to Danny.
Thanks. Yep, I'm here to catch up. My only distraction is that I'm actually getting on an airplane in a couple of hours. And I'm having trouble getting onto Aragon to vote. So that's distracting me a little bit right now. But here to support and to listen and contribute and make sure that I can speak up and vote on the things I need to. Back to you, Mitch.
I can take it.
Yeah, I think Lauren, yeah.
So my intentions for the call are, if we have any of this, like Amin and Mateo mentioned this, givebacks token price thing, I think we have a plan
I mean, everybody voted yes on my proposal in the forum to just like kind of stick with the list of tokens that we already have and call them the Give token list. But yeah, I'm excited. Like, I think setting up a snapshot vote thing is really good. And then if we, maybe this is a dev call thing, but to talk about like where we're getting the price for givebacks, like givebacks is kind of my focus for the week. Yeah, and then other intentions for the call are just to hang out and talk about whatever other proposals are on there. I'm kind of going through the forum right now. And my distractions are, I didn't work all weekend, so coming back to my computer after like 2 days of not being on my computer feels like there's a lot of things. Cool. And I'll throw it back to you, Mitch.
Yeah, I think Forrest still needs to go.
Thanks. Hey, I am feeling focused, and my intentions for the call are to discuss our agenda and to capture thorough notes. And my focus for the week is project verification and comms and creating my role proposal on the forum since I've come back now. And yeah, I don't feel distracted. I will pass it to you, Mitch, though I do see some new people on the call and maybe Willie just joined, so I'll pass it to you, Willie.
Thanks, Forrest. GM, everybody. I think I have COVID, I'm pretty sure. I'm waiting to get the test results back, but I'm feeling weird. And poor Kayla, I think is sick too. We caught at the wedding. But, hopefully we'll get better soon. We are vaccinated, so hopefully it'll be a quick recovery. And, looking forward to lots of exciting stuff in Giveth land to come now that we got this new economy. I think some of the stuff I'm really excited about this week, I know Monstrosity wants to chat about a potential elk give dual ward farm and plugging that into the Give stream, which I think is really cool. We did it with Shapeshift, and it could be pretty low cost. I think Shapeshift started with like $7,000 worth of Fox, so like we can imagine getting started with 7,000 Give. We'll have a really healthy APR because there's not a ton of liquidity on elk. And then once we see that, I want to talk to some other projects on XDAI or projects that want to have liquidity on XDAI and see if they'd be interested in this stream as a service and like doing dual rewards with Give and their token for a pool, and then having that on the Give stream so that when people are coming back to claim over the next 5 years, these rewards they earn, they're coming back to the Give farm, the Give economy. So that's the quick pitch of something I'll be focused on this week. But if there's anything else I can help out with, please let me know. And I'll pass it to one of these new faces on the call. Mojo, have you gone yet?
Mojo, if you're there, this is the governance. So we'll be talking about lots of important Giveth governance issues. If you feel like speaking up, this is the moment. Dawn as well, I see you're a new face. If you feel like saying a couple words. Intentions for the call. Okay. Great. Well, let's go into the agenda then. So just starting at the top here, there's some stuff left over from last week. Priority agenda items from the check-ins, December payments via RGive. Griff or Rochelle, is there any updates we need to know?
We paid everyone in XDAI, and we will make a request for reimbursement. Well, I already kind of made the initial post for request for reimbursement, but it was part of a larger question. So I guess we should just more formally make a forum post, wait the 5 days, and then make the request to NR GiveDAO for payment.
Okay. So is somebody going to make that forum post?
I'll make it with Rochelle tonight. I think we're going to have a meeting.
Okay. Great. So then that can be an action item then to get that forum post up. We can get it through advice and then onto the NR Give. Anything else for this issue?
No, I don't think so. Maybe we can go to the salary info one.
Yeah, sure. If these are separate points, let's just keep them clean with proper headers. But anyway, the salary info. So what's that? Keeping the salary.
There's a forum post on the forum. I don't remember what it's called, but changing the way Giveth core team does payments. And so I would just we only had one Andre Fletcher who works with Trust Lines. He made some comments, but I would love to hear feedback from you guys in the forum. Basically, I'm just saying that, hey, let's build this more like a team salaries instead of like individual salaries, and not necessarily have everybody's pay like transparent, but just have like the core team's total budget is something that we give to the public. And furthermore, I would go that like unless there's a reason to know, like people's individual salaries are their business, and they can decide to tell people if they want. That's the proposal, at least.
Okay. So then this forum post is looking for review and some advice?
Yep.
Okay. And then are there any action items that we'll need to do afterwards?
Well, this is kind of the predecessor for the payments requests from NR GiveDAO for General Magic and for Giveth core team.
Okay, great. Well, I just dropped the link there into the Notion doc. So when everyone has a chance, you can give it a review, and we'll push that forward. Does anyone have any questions about this topic? Okay. We'll wait to hear it.
I have
Go
one
ahead,
that's
Chris.
just slightly tangential to it. How do you guys
Okay.
feel about retroactive payments for General Magic? So we'll charge for December, but should we charge also for the work that General Magic has been doing for the past, several months?
Like the amount of work, the people, and the amount of hours, sort of like. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, we have the payments for sure, and I think we could estimate hours contributed to Giveth. Like, for instance, this is Mitch and Marco payments, right? Like, it's not just like, oh, did Vitor help a little? It's like, oh yeah, Marco did all the design, Rodri, Mo, Mitch.
Did you pay for it out of your own pocket too, Griff?
I did.
Then yeah, I would absolutely support reimbursement for that 100%. Yeah, and we might as well ask. I think I would like to see people support them for something like that. Gives confidence in the future that if people do that type of thing, that they'll get reimbursed, which can be really healthy and helpful if we need to make a payment quickly and we don't have time to go through the whole governance process.
Okay, are you trying to get soft consensus for that, or do we need to put that on the forum as well?
It'll be a payment request, so it'll end up on the forum for sure, but I wanted soft consensus before I even tried. So
is there anyone that disagrees?
If no one has any objections, then I'll make a forum post with more details.
Cool. All right. Well, then we'll wait for the forum post if there's any more to say about that. Going down the list, we've got the working group hand allocations. So initially Hannah was working on this, and then it went to Danny, and then Jean wanted to help out. So I don't know if Danny, you have any updates, or Hannah?
Yeah, Hannah and I chatted that we're gonna continue with the way it is for the next set of pan payments. So I know, Hannah, last time we talked, you were gonna hit the button. If you have done that, I didn't see it to go through and make the payments yet.
Yeah, because for that to happen, I was just wondering if we were doing that because we'd have to have the stewards meet and go over the distribution. But do you just want like the total amount of pan that we have for this set, and then I could set up a meeting?
Yeah, I think that we should still do that this month.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, I can get that to you.
I think we're all kind of in agreement that the pan payments probably go away this year. It's just a matter of when do we discontinue it, and until we have a clear replacement process, it makes sense to do this again to wrap up last year.
If we still have the pan, I would put the pan in a Give pan liquidity pool and just keep the pan and just put Give out there. There's no reason for us to give up any not other tokens that we have that aren't Give, because we can always use it for liquidity pools.
Okay, including. Yeah, I think that's great. I think we're saying that right now, though, and we should probably still pay out the last period. Yeah.
Well, pay out and Give equivalent price, and keep our other tokens so that we can just put all of our assets in Give versus our token. I mean, whatever assets we have, we should just put them in LPs.
Okay, so it sounds like the next action step is to schedule the working group steward meeting to take a look at the numbers.
Yep.
The last
cool. Well, we can do that, and I'll get the amount of pan that would be for the last few payments, and then we can convert that to Give once we have the numbers. Cool.
So we should probably formalize that with something like if we want to discontinue these pan payments and move into something else.
I'm down to make that forum post.
Great. I like it. So Danny, you can make that forum post, and then right now pan payments will go out as is without implementing any new system or something.
Yeah, and end it with 2021.
Okay.
But we would send out Give, right?
They're going to send out pan.
No, I think what I heard is we're going to...
equivalent price that everyone would have gotten in pan, but we send it in Give. And then we keep the pan and put it in a
Okay, so we're changing this on the fly is what I hear, because this distribution is actually owed from before the Give economy was released.
Well, we are. I'm requesting that we change the process. If we have the pan, let's keep the pan and add it to our liquidity coffers.
Right. So basically, does anybody disagree with that?
I think that's an awesome idea.
Yeah, and I'll make it clear, Mitch, in the post.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So then, you'll be receiving the equivalent amount in Give of what you would have received in pan in value.
Yeah, and then the only thing that's not clear to me is how to do those distributions. Because we've been using Trace prior to this.
Well, you're going to use the NR Give DAO, right? And it's going to come from the token distro, Jeff?
Okay.
I would just do liquid Give, honestly. Just keep things simple this time. It was liquid pan before. I would just do, personally, for these next distributions, I would just do liquid Give until we can, because we have the funds for source cred and this stuff, but I think working with the new reward system that TEC is working on is probably the time when we integrate the stream and all of that. I don't know.
I'm just asking you though, because it's not really clear when you say liquid Give how you're going to distribute it.
Direct to wallet.
Yeah, just through disperse.
So like Griff, you just like go to disperse and then you hit a button.
Yeah, I mean,
just so like it's clear who can delegate it or who's like going to actually do it.
Well, NR Give. Someone makes a proposal to NR Give. They get the Give sent to a wallet, and then they use Disperse to
Right.
send out that Give. That's what
So the funds will be coming from NR Give.
Yeah.
Okay, that's more clear.
The only downfall I could see to putting PAN in the liquidity pool is that it's not being used to increase our matching bonus.
Matching bonus?
Like it can't be staked to our community to increase our matching bonus for donations made in PAN, like on Gitcoin and stuff.
Yeah, but I guess this is the decision that we'd have to make, which is more important, having liquidity for the economy or getting matching bonuses on Gitcoin. And I think it's fair to discuss it.
Could it be possible to, if we asked Naran to just include the Giveth DAO's balance of PAN and just have it staked to us, that he might be able to just do that manually too?
Yeah, I think it is, because I believe that they do count. I provide a lot of liquidity on XDAI, and I'm pretty sure that is counted in as a staked behind projects there.
Cool. Yeah, actually, make a note to maybe ask about that, because that is a good point. But I think hopefully we can still keep that that bonus, that boost power.
Great. So I hear that we'll make a forum post, and there's lots of really great points coming out from the idea, Griff. And so we'll wait for that. Is there anything that anyone needs to share immediately around this topic before it goes to the forum? Wonderful. So I have over here, I don't know if this is a separate issue, but creating a snapshot vote. I think this is you, Griff.
Lady right now. Yeah, I think creating a snapshot instance so that we can vote on snapshot with like Give tokens, and we can consider both mainnet tokens, and we can consider XDAI tokens. Griff, you want to take it?
Yeah, I'm sorry. There were cows in our backyard, and I was asking someone to get rid of them. You'll see Elizabeth walking by with a broom now. Okay, but yeah. So snapshot. We want to start making some governance decisions with like, should we do a token reactor? Should we do token swaps? And elk and all of these things, and how are we going to vote on making those decisions? Like, yes, we can fund them. We can just use conviction voting to fund those projects, but conviction voting, I don't know, it might be interesting to also have the option of a snapshot vote for some decisions, like specifically the liquidity multi-sig. If we make a token swap, that's not like if we as the NR Give DAO are making a token swap, it's not really a good conviction voting decision. We don't need the funds from conviction voting. We just need community consensus. So I'm specifically thinking token swaps for the snapshot votes.
Interesting. On one hand, and I know maybe we save it for the forum, but I just want to ask, why do you think OneHive doesn't have snapshot? They're able to do token swaps and everything, all with the gardens. And the one thing that worries me is just making it's not really binding on the snapshot, so people will have to vote twice, to actually do anything.
Well, so there's the garden money, the money that the garden has, but then there's also this multi-sig on mainnet that has 65 million Give.
This would specifically be for the NR Give DAO.
Yeah, and yeah, for the NR, well, specifically actually for the multi-sig, and multi-sigs that we have. There's a bunch of, these multi-sigs that I don't think we want to just say that money is controlled by the multi-sig holders. We want more of a safe snap kind of process.
Totally. So it's not for the gardens treasury? Not
for gardens money, but we have 6.5% of our total supply allocated to liquidity provision. So, if we want to add farming to the pools, we would use the funds there, and we need to get community consensus. And we could also use the funds from gardens, but we don't have a way to use the funds in these multi-sigs.
Cool. That makes complete sense. And to the other questions, I'll just quickly say, I think I'm a fan of giving people voting power for their Give wherever it is. If you have one Give, whether it's on XDAI or Ethereum or in a liquidity pool or in a token reactor, I don't see any reason to not give people voting power for their give. You know, you don't want to disincentivize people putting their give out to like provide liquidity and stuff. So I'm a fan of giving people voting power in the maximum number of places. One give equals one vote.
And if someone's providing like give ETH, do they get? It's just per give that's in that LP token. Not doesn't matter about the ETH.
Yeah, I think so. You could potentially game it that way. Like you could go to a UniV3 pool and then put like a ton of ETH on the one side of the pool and a little bit of give, and then have like all the voting power, even though it's not necessarily binding. But I don't know. I still think maybe just keeping it to give.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know about the technical capabilities of using UniV3 pools. Do you know? Have you seen anyone do that with a snapshot vote?
I feel like there's got to be strategies for UniV3, but I'm not sure. They have a ton of strategies, and anyone can code a new strategy if there's not one already there for you.
Yeah. Pedro knows how to make strategies. He did it for the TC, so we can I'll get him going on this. But I wanted to definitely hear any thoughts or feedback on it. And that was great feedback. Does anyone else have any thoughts about strategies for Snapshot?
So right now we're just looking at yes/no votes pretty much.
Yeah.
And so maybe I missed that, but did we talk about using quadratic voting, or we just want one give, one vote?
What do you think?
Well, it depends on what we think about whales. Do we like whales having a big impact on our decisions?
I mean, I think we're stuck with total plutocracy unless we find a civil resistance solution.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we could make Snapshot require Bright ID, and then we could do quadratic.
Right. Yeah, because otherwise they can just work around it. Okay, so that's another thing to consider is like what and how do we integrate Bright ID, and then does that limit participation? Do we need to take this to the forum, or what do you want to do with this?
This will definitely be a forum post before anything. I just wanted to get initial feedback before making the forum post with Pedro.
Okay.
And I would imagine this would be a project that General Magic would support, and then we would create a proposal from the conviction from the garden.
Great. Any more comments on this issue?
Snapshot is awesome. Such a cool tool. And I'm excited to see what they keep building on the roadmap too. And super easy to get set up.
Cool. Well, after that, I see givebacks token lists. And I think I had this a little bit further down in the forum category. But I think Lauren had the update there.
I had posted a comment in the forum, basically just kind of like suggesting my idea that we call the we're not going to call it the whitelist because whitelist makes people upset. So we're calling it the givebacks token list. And it's basically just the list of tokens that are like on the drop down menu that we already added onto the DApp. So that's the one we're going to start with. And then I'm going to make a forum post and just say that the tokens are there. Like, these are the tokens that are eligible for givebacks. And then if people want to add them, they can make a comment in the forum post, and then we can bring it to a vote in the snapshot that we create. And so, like, in the future, just go forward like that. But I'm going to work on this today and put up a forum post. Mohammed already sent me the spreadsheet showing the list of tokens, and everybody voted yes. There were like 10 people who voted on the poll in the forum, and everyone voted yes. So I'm going with that it's yes. And then the only thing that is funny right now is tracking some of the prices regarding givebacks, because it's like we don't have a really accurate way of getting the give token price. But I'm kind of discussing that with Mohammed, and maybe this is more of like a dev issue, not a governance issue. Just making sure that we have like an accurate price for all these tokens.
Nice. Well, it looks like, yeah, this went through a bit of advice, and then you put the poll up. So, what are the next steps then? Talk to the devs.
Yeah, so next steps is really just figuring out, and with the devs, a good solution for making sure that we have accurate price estimate for like the give price at the time of donation, or the give price at the time of donation if people are donating give, because we have it from Monoswap and CoinGecko relatively accurately for most tokens, but some of them were like missing prices and some of them are a little inaccurate. So Mohammed had a couple of ideas already, some that are like kind of like manual input, like we do like a random check of some of them and see if they're really off, and if they're really off, go through them all manually. But I think that this is maybe not a conversation we need to have right here.
Yeah, we have the dev call right up.
Another question, Lauren, do we need the token, the price of every token, or just for give token?
We need the price of every token on the Givebacks token list, because it's like we want to know the price that they donate, the price of their donation at the time of donation, in order to calculate the Givebacks.
Yeah. Is there any oracle in the...
Sorry, I just focused on governance. So we have the...
Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Right, you're right.
Okay, we'll talk about it in half an hour.
Great, thank you. And so moving from that, we've got fund management, which I think is related to the Give Treasury Swap post.
Yes. Is there a Give Treasury Swap post?
Yes.
Oh man, that's awesome. I missed that one.
Give Treasury Swap proposal.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm going to have a call with Hodl tomorrow. I was trying to get him to come hike to the waterfall with us today, but couldn't swing it. He's busy. But very much excited to work with him on these token swaps. I guess one of my questions is like, do we pull the token? Where is the best place that we pull the tokens from? Do we pull the tokens from the garden? Do we pull the tokens from the multisigs? Right now, I think we have to do the gardens for anything soon because we don't have a governance set up with Snapshot for the liquidity multisigs. But it might be just worth the discussion here of like, what's the best place? What do you guys think is the best place to pull the give from?
I like pulling it from the gardens. Makes sense, and that's our biggest pool of give, right? Plus it's fun. I'm excited to start doing some proposals to the gardens and stuff, and I know they can work. I know I've seen One Hive do token swap proposals and stuff through their gardens successfully.
I know also I just wanted to point out that PrimeDAO launched a token swap feature in Prime Deals, so I mean that could be a cool thing to check out as well.
That's super cool. Okay, check that out.
Go ahead, Griff.
I like the gardens. I mean, the options are gardens, NR Give, and liquidity multisig on mainnet, and
Yeah. Are there any limitations on what chain these funds are on? You know, will it be worth bridging the stuff from the treasury to mainnet?
I think considering that these will all be relatively large amounts, that we should assume it's fine to move them across the bridge.
Okay.
Danny, you were going to say something?
Only that I really think the gardens is the right place to go, and this is like a good example of a first thing that we could move through there and vote on. That is just we've been on pause. So what are the first things we want to use the gardens for? This feels like a real obvious one.
Cool. I guess one other thing on this is the money that we have in our various multisigs, and if we should just start putting those into LP tokens and send them to our liquidity multisig. Like we could, if we basically just send all of our funds that are other tokens to that LP multisig, is that a pretty decent idea?
I've wanted to see all the tokens in one place for a while. I think it makes everything a lot easier.
Agreed. And
Well-
like the fewer places we can have tokens, the better. It'll be cool also, I don't know, to show. It'll make it easier for us to show that to the whole community. Here's all this cool other assets besides Give that the token holders effectively control.
Nice. So I actually have some. I made some Gnosis safe or Gnosis votes for our Gnosis multisig, the old multisig. But they're all going to the new multisig on mainnet, which I think is fine. It's just instead of recreating the votes, which Edu already voted on as well. I know Danny, you have the power to vote. Kai, you have the power to vote. Amin, you have the power to vote. And I think that's it in this old multisig. So we need one more vote from people who aren't in this call to get it to pass, I think. But I'll send you guys the links, and that will at least move the bulk of funds that we have in that very old multisig over.
And you're going to throw that in the multi-sig channel here in Discord on this time.
Yeah, sure, I can do that. Cool. And then there's these other proposals, Elk, Stream as a Service, and I don't know if you want to give like just like a 1-minute pitch on Token Reactor, Elk, and Stream as a Service, Willie, but I feel like it's just worth bringing up.
Yeah, I think I want to add a comment on that post about the treasury swap too, because I think they can really go hand in hand. So we don't have to do the Stream as a Service alongside the token swap, but they certainly can be very complementary. And I think if we have this cool thing like the Stream as a Service, we could very well end up, especially if we couple it with the fact that like, hey, not only is Give a great token, but it's a good token, and all these DAOs do want to do good, right? Like doing a token swap with Give, it's almost like a charitable thing in some ways. Like I think we can really capitalize just on that narrative and get a lot of projects just excited to do a token swap with Give. And then the stream, we're all seeing how powerful this stream is. It's amazing. Like we did such a great job with branding that, and if we had called it vesting, people would not like it. But the fact that it's a stream is so cool, and people are loving coming back and like getting their stream as high as they can. And I really think that these streamers, I mean, they're going to be quote unquote vested for 5 years. They're going to keep coming back to the Give farm to claim their rewards, and that's pretty powerful that we've been able to do that. It's a big evolution compared to the traditional liquidity mining, where you have all these mercenary liquidity providers that are just there to farm your token and dump it and get the best yield. And that's like a big problem that every DAO right now faces, is these liquidity mercenaries. And some of the hottest projects right now are the projects that are coming up with solutions to this, basically. So Olympus Pro for protocol and liquidity, Tokamak for basically getting token rewards and being able to allocate liquidity. It's like decentralized, almost like fund management. So we can kind of do that with the Give stream potentially. And I think we can talk to Elk, see if Elk's into it, and then just talk to a couple other projects and see if they like the idea of the Give stream. Because what we could pitch to them is a dual reward farm. And Amin was saying this would not be that difficult to set up. Fortunately, we're built so that this should be pretty easy to build. But it's a dual reward farm. So let's say we go to Honey, or we go to Panvala, or to Fox, and we say, hey, we want to give Fox, a give Honey, a give Panvala pool. And we will do dual rewards. So we'll put up half the rewards in Give, and you guys put up half the rewards in your token. The cool thing about the stream is that the project can afford to give a much higher APR than they would if the rewards were immediately available, because so much of it is locked up, right? So that's why we're able to have this like 900%, 2,000%, 3,000% yields, and we're not seeing a ton of sell pressure. The Give stream, I really think, is really helping not only keep a lot of those rewards locked up, so the max they could dump immediately is 10% of that, but also it's really attractive because you have this beautiful APR. But yeah, if people dump, they're dumping on their future selves. And that's a real psychological thing that I think is helping keep people holding and staking and not just dumping their tokens. So anyways, I think we could take this to some other projects. It could almost be like a public good service too, like Olympus, Tokamak. There are always these protocol fees, and this is the type of protocol thing. We've built these contracts. It's much easier for us to deploy these new dual farm streams than for another project to do it, or just any stream. But I don't even know if we need to charge for it. I think it could just be a public goods thing, and it benefits Giveth because the more it's just all these great DAO-to-DAO relationships. We have more liquidity. We're spending half as much on the liquidity as we would if we were incentivizing the whole pool, and it keeps all these people from other projects coming back to the Give farm over the next 5 years, which is pretty powerful. So that's the TLDR, and I think I'm curious to hear any feedback. But right now I just want to talk to some other projects, and then if they're interested in it. Fortunately, it seems like the thing that wouldn't even necessarily be that hard for us to actually enact and implement.
So I will see that this give will come from our give reserve for future liquidity programs, I imagine.
Exactly.
Like a 5.5%, I think, something like that in there.
Exactly.
And so that would be at the end of the round, which will be in like 5.5 months or something like that. At the end of this round, we could implement new farms.
It is a good point. We don't necessarily need a ton more liquidity right now. So that's a good point. Is this would be more valuable once these current liquidity mining programs are going away. But maybe what we can do too is start kind of weaning off of these other liquidity mining programs so that we're not waiting until right when they end, but maybe we're starting to implement a few of these in a few months, and then we prove it out, and then we can kind of, if we see that it's a lot better, then maybe we don't need to do the same types of programs we're doing right now. We can move on to cheaper programs, including like other things like tokamak reactors and stuff.
Okay.
But there's other benefits too, I think, just from the liquidity we get from this. I think a big part of it too is just these DAO-to-DAO relationships and getting other communities invested in Give and coming back to the Give farm.
Yeah, it sounds to me like the idea is to create a sort of like almost like honey swap type farming interface where we would create, but we'd use the stream as the incentivization and create almost like a public goods farming economy page. So we expand it from just Give tokens to like honey plus honey/give with a honey stream and a pan/give with a pan stream, and try to position Give as like a really nice like gateway coin, and specifically focus on public goods focused economies. Does that jive correctly?
Yes, but I don't think it needs to be focused on public goods. It could be any kind of project, like even Fox is a public good, but really any kind of project. I think it's compelling for them too, and just a cool way for them to give back so that they can be more, if they're not public goods, they can give more back to public goods. But these pools could be the highest yield pools for these projects because of the Give stream. And then these other projects, even if you have sushi tokens, you'll have to buy half Give, to be able to deposit into the farm. So that can create some good buy pressure for Give as well.
Definitely. I mean, I think we all saw what happened to the honey price when we launched. It's huge.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I'd love to see this, Willie. I think this is a great idea, first of all, and I'd love to see this manifest as a forum post because there's so much to talk about here.
I think the big blocker will be design.
Yeah.
We need to design a web page and figure out how to communicate the fact that you're getting 2 streams, and also how do we let people collect their streams, and there's a lot of UX thought.
Yeah. I'd love to have that spec'd out somewhere where we can get Marco and the design team to look at it.
Cool. I'm happy to work on a forum post and work on a spec and work with Marco. I know Marco's he planted the seed in the design team and said, hey, start thinking about maybe streams as a service. So looking forward to that. Thanks, Mitch.
Great. So we've got about 10 minutes left in the meeting, so I just want to jump through the rest of the agenda here. Right now in the Give Garden, there are no active proposals as of when I checked before the start of the meeting. And in the NR Give DAO, we have the vote to create our second voting app. And I've been having a lot of trouble with the RPCs lately. I don't know if anyone's having the same issue.
Yeah, I can't connect to Aragon at all. It just loads and loads and loads forever. It won't ever bring up the app.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Yeah, and the redundant one isn't working anywhere for me either, or it wasn't working. So anyway, there's a vote up there. Hopefully it loads, and there's vote number 29. Number 28 please do not vote for it. The script is the wrong script. 29 should do the trick. And I created vote number 30 just in case that doesn't work, but please don't vote on number 30 yet. I'm sorry, it's a little bit confusing, but unfortunately this stuff is really confusing by nature. Vote for number 29 right now. That's all I'm suggesting you do. And then, oh, that's wonderful. And apart from that, I made the forum post for the Q4 NR Give distribution. So we have our past distro here, and then we'll be looking for people who have been contributing for the last 3 months consistently, and they can go ahead and create a token request for NR Give tokens. So if you're not sure about any of this, just please read the forum post, reach out in the DAO channel, or to myself, or comment on this thread. Does anyone have any questions about the Q4 NR Give distribution? Nice. I like it. And then this is still from last week or the week before. We've got the Giveth partnership with Dawn. I don't know if Griff is still there. Looks like he's gone. Basically, I have...
partnership with Dawn.
Haven't made progress on it. Sorry, I'm talking to Sem, trying to get the Aragon DAO to work, or at least tell him that it's not working.
Okay.
But no, there's no progress
Cool.
on Dawn. It's on my to-do list to make that forum post, but no progress.
Okay. And then just some last things left from the DApp deployment for launch. Unfortunately, Monique isn't here, but we're talking about the giving block integration, getting that done, and we need to figure out the roadmap for the next quarter.
What's still missing on the giving block integration?
Great question. I'd love to hear from... Go ahead, Lauren.
I thought it was done as well. I think that's what Ashley's saying. I'm pretty sure it's done.
Yeah. Well, then that's great. Yeah. I guess if Amin, do you know if that's actually pushed to production now and it's done?
Yeah, it is.
Which one? Sorry?
Giving block integration.
No, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
there's anything else that we needed to do. I mean, I think the thing that was holding us up was the testing of donations, and Alex helped us to facilitate that, and it worked, and everything went well there. So I don't personally, I can't think of anything else that needs to be done with the giving block as of right now.
Okay, great. Cool. And then I'll bug Monique. I know he's feeling a bit sick today. For the DApp deployment roadmap. 20 ETH from Rainbow Rolls. Our favorite. So we're talking about donation party, something like that.
I think this is another good example of we just shouldn't do anything unless someone's going to just say, I'm going to carry the flag. You know, we could keep bringing it up every time, but unless someone's going to say, nah, you know what, I'm going to make sure we do something with this.
Well, something has to happen with it. We can't just let it lie. Like, we have all these funds. So, I mean, we have to figure out something. That's why it's going to come up every week.
Can we put it in the liquidity multi-sig?
In the liquidity multi-sig?
Yeah, if we're going to put all of our other funds from all these other multi-sigs, just include it there with that, and then we're just putting all of our non-give crypto into this multi-sig in one place, and then can decide to do stuff there. It doesn't fully answer the question, but at least
no. Let's put in the multi-sig. Go ahead, Ashley.
I was going to say, I do think it'd be fun to do something with it because we're probably going to continue as they mint to get more donations. Is that right? From them? So maybe having something, Rainbow Rolls can be we donated to Giveth and then they use our donations for this thing rather than just putting it in the multi-sig. But at the same time, I understand not just wanting to keep it lying around and having a champion for what to do with it.
Yeah, good point.
20th is sitting there. If someone wants to champion it, let's do it. Otherwise, I think we should move on.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave some comments then because I hear people want to move on. Eligible tokens for givebacks. We already touched on that a bit earlier. Give treasury swap. I think as well. Go ahead, Chris.
Really quick, you guys were saying you had trouble using Aragon's DAO, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it looks like there's a trick, and maybe that Sam sorted out. So maybe I can just show you.
Do you all have to vote on it, or it's only one person thing?
It's many
Hello.
people thing.
Hello.
Okay, maybe. And do you have some time, or you?
No, we're actually there's only 5 minutes left of this governance meeting.
So I feel like it's worth showing everyone how they can vote in the DAO so that we can pass the DAO vote, right? So unless you really have some other agenda topic you need to push before that, Mitch.
There's just the KPIs, the guilds, and the buddy system, and the CRISPR patch sponsorship.
I think this will be really fast. If you go to your Aragon DAO.
Can you share screen, or you got it there?
Yeah, sure, but maybe it's better to share it on someone who still it's broken. Okay. So yours is better.
On the Blossom deployment or the One Hive?
One Hive.
Okay.
It has to do with the RPC and the IPFS. So if you are in the One Hive, the RPC in One Hive is okay, but the IPFS is not. So in the IPFS, IPFS.blossom.software.
Sorry, Amin, can you mute yourself?
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Sam.
So if you go to the global preference in the network, I don't know if you are there.
I've got it here, Sam.
Okay, so in the IPFS gateway, it is ipfs.blossom.software/IPFS.
And I also pasted this in the governance channel.
Okay.
With another option as well, ipfs.io/IPFS is working.
Well, that was the old one.
And I'm using xdie.poa network.dev/WSS.
And it works
says
for you?
RPC. Yeah, I pasted that in the governance as well for the Ethereum node.
Okay. So what we got here.
So it's xdie.poa network.dev/WSS.
Okay. So we'll save those changes.
Let's cross fingers.
Oh, there you go.
There it is.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, man.
It's all right. So then, if you guys can see here on the NR Give DAO, number 28 vote no, 29 vote yes, number 30 don't vote yet. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Great. And so I think we got 2 minutes left here. I think maybe the only thing worth touching on, maybe for Shell, do you have anything about work agreements or buddy system in the new year?
Just a couple of reminders for those who haven't had buddy reviews. Please do so during this week or next week. And then there are some people who already had their buddy reviews. And if you already did, please let me know so I can update the tracker. But yeah, nonetheless, I'll be reaching out to everyone for those who haven't had reviews yet. So that's it for me. Thank you.
Great. And well, we're at the top of the hour, so I think I'm going to cut it there. We missed we met the EVM CRISPR patch sponsorship, which is on the forum, the DAO guilds, and the KPIs for Giveth, which is all currently in the forum. I'd just like to do a closing round before we move on to the dev meeting. Just give us a word, how y'all are feeling. And I can go first. I'm feeling rushed. And I'll pass it to Danny.
I'm feeling hungry. I'll pass it to Lauren.
I'm so tired. I feel like I was so exhausted. Sorry, not more than one word. I feel like everything from the Give Economy launch caught up to me. Even though I've been sleeping a lot, I'm so tired. I'll pass it to Hannah.
Feeling